A good way to estimate a sum or a difference of fractions is to round each fraction to the nearest half. And once you've done that, then you can just add or subtract the fractions. So think about the rounding rules we used yesterday. Okay, this fraction here doesn't need to be rounded to the nearest half because it actually is 1/2. But if we look at this fraction here, 4/5, I look at my numerator, which is 4, which is almost as big as my denominator, which is 5, which means this number is going to round up to the next whole number. Since there's no whole number in front of it, the next whole number would be 1. So this problem, if I'm estimating, is 1/2 plus 1, which is going to give me an answer of about 1.5. 1/2 plus 4/5 is about 1.5. Okay, let's do this next one over here, 7/8. Again, when it comes to estimating, I see that my numerator is almost as big as my denominator, which means I'm going to round this up to the next whole number. Now when I look at my second fraction, 9/16, what I notice is that 9 is almost half of 16. Not exactly, but just about half. So this number, when I round it, is going to round to 1/2. So when I look at this problem, I see that I have 1 minus 1/2, and 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. Which means that 7/8 minus 9/16 is about 1/2. Let's do 2 more problems. This one here is a little bit different because it has a whole number with it. When it comes to rounding, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the fraction part to see how it's going to change the whole number, whether that whole number is going to stay the same or whether it's going to round up to the next whole number. So when I look at 7/12, I see that 7 is about half of 12. Which means this is about a half, so 5 and 7/12 would round to about 5.5. Now 9 and 5/6, when I look at the fraction, I see that 5 is almost as big as 6, which means this is almost a whole, which means it's going to round up this 9 to the next whole, which would give me 10. So I have 5.5 plus 10, which is going to give me an answer of 15.5. So 5 and 7/12 plus 9 and 5/6 is about 15.5. One more problem to look at. 7 and 1/4. Well, when I look at 1/4, I see that 1 is much, much smaller than 4. So it's going to change this number, round it down to the next whole number, which would just be plain old 7. Then I'm going to look at 2 and 3/16. Again, 3 is much, much smaller than 16. If this was half, it would be 8/16. This is much smaller than half, which means it's going to round this number down to the next whole number, which is 2. So I have 7 minus 2, which will give me an answer of 5. So I know that 7 1/4 minus 2 3/16 is about 5.